So UK back on the video. So Chris Eubank, man, Chris Eubank Jr. Says he wants a Canelo fight in May. He wants the May date. He talked about various fighters he wants, but I'm focused on the Canelo part because before the Belenga fight was even mentioned, wasn't he one of the front runners? And you're saying it was not about a payday. It's about testing his skill against him and believing he can win. So I'm sure one of the discrepancies why it didn't happen in the first place, wasn't it money? That's why you went with the Belenga fight? Correct me if I'm wrong, people, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that's what it was. Something about money. I don't know exactly was it purse or not, but it's something about money. Like, at this point, can we take Chris Eubank Jr. seriously about fighting someone of Canelo's caliber? Because we all know what happened with Triple G. He lost his pen, and he was in the front runner for this fight. Didn't happen. And the thing is, like, when he spoke, this is why I don't believe this guy, because when he fought Spike O'Sullivan, it was the eliminator, so he could fight Danny Jacobs for the title. And he didn't fight Danny Jacobs, he still went back and went and fought, was it Nick Blackwell for that? Was it Nick Blackwell? No, it wasn't Nick Blackwell. It was Nick Blackwell after the cat when before Cat booked for Triple G. But so I'm trying to remember things, but I remember for a fact. I remember being at that press conference at the time I worked for Fight Hype, and I remember interviewing Spike Sullivan, and I remember interviewing Chris Eubank, and the whole thing was for WBA. WBA, but Danny Jacobs held, and didn't fight him. So I just think anytime he's gone to fight someone of note who's not from the UK. Like George Groves, Billy Saunders, yeah, okay, that happened. Ian Smith, that happened. But anyone I've known outside the UK doesn't really remember. Triple G didn't happen. Danny Jacobs didn't happen. Canelo didn't happen. He was the front two runners between him and Edwin Belenga. Maybe he just don't know that. To think that he's not ready and delay. If that's the case, that's the case. But for me, I don't think he's serious about fighting Canelo, man. I can't believe him anymore. Like, he's pulled the wool over people's eyes for a long time. And I've got nothing. This is nothing personal. This is my opinion, and I think he's a really good athlete. He's a real cool guy. I've been around him. He's a real cool guy. Don't forget, but I just don't think when you mention these big names, is he serious? That's my thing. Is he serious about doing this? Like, is he serious about fighting Canelo? Because if he was serious in the first instance, why didn't he fight him the first time when you know what I mean? Like, do you think you can genuinely beat him and your skills will match up against his? Which is, I don't know where he gets that confidence from. Beating Ian Smith doesn't put you in the position to beat Canelo. Like, Canelo's a different animal, and he hits a lot harder than anyone he's been in the ring with. So I don't know where this confidence comes from. Yes, like boxing supposed, you have to be delusional. Yeah, there's a level of delusion in sport across the board. You have to believe you can do it, because if you don't believe you can do it, you'll never do it. You'll never get done. You won't prosper, and you won't succeed in the sport. So you have to have a level of delusion, but there's a cut-off point though at the same time. And I just feel he's at the cut-off point, because to get that confidence where you can beat someone like Canelo's caliber, who's way more schooled than you, like, he's been there with a lot better fighters than you have been in with. His resume is the who's sort of thing. So, but who has Chris Eubank Jr. fought that would even give Canelo even a challenge right now? Nobody. There's no one. Ian Smith fought Canelo, and he put up a good fight. It was strong against him. Like, it rinsed him a little bit. In the end, it succumbed to Canelo's power. What I'm trying to say is, there is no one on Chris Eubank's win list there that will beat Canelo. No one. Like, I know, yeah, he beat James DeGale, but James DeGale who was at the tail of his career and injuries and whatnot. But James DeGale in his heyday, that might have been a fight with Canelo. That might have been a fight. We never know. But I just don't think that he's serious, man. I don't believe he's serious. I don't believe he's serious at all. You know, I'm gonna talk about the Belenga fight in another video, but like, man, I just think that it's becoming a running joke now. I just think like, does he really believe what he's saying? Like, can he really like become a world champion? Because the IBO, we all know the IBO does not. The IBO does not. It may be a world title. It may be classed as a world title, but it's not recognized. You don't get anyone fighting for that individual title like, I want to be IBO champion. You never hear it. Everyone goes, the routes are WBO, WBC, WBA, IBF. That's the routes that everyone goes for to win a world title. No one goes the IBO route, because the IBO route wouldn't lead to unifications either. So no one goes that route. So the thing about it is, when he fought for that title, did he even defend it? Did he even defend that? Did he win the title? Did he win the title? No. As he talks about defending that title, no, he hasn't talked about defending that title. So he can't. If he hasn't talked about defending it or trying to unify with it, then why would he class himself as a world champion? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I don't believe, like, you know, I don't believe that he really wants this fight, and because the way he's gone about things in his career, I don't think he wants this fight. He says it a lot of the time. Look at the time. Look at how long he was calling out Triple G. To the point where Triple G is pretty much retired, really. He is waiting for probably one fight to come back for another payday, set off and go back into retirement. Triple G is now in retirement. Like, Kyle Brook is now retired. No, he fought with Triple G all them years ago. Was it 2018? Like, before that when like, this is a long time ago, man. It's near, you know what I mean? So you've been calling out Triple G for like the last 10 years, like, and you didn't fight him. Now you're calling out Canelo. You're not gonna. If you fight, I won't believe it until I see it in the ring. If it's announced and I see it in the ring, it's them in the ring, I believe it. Until that day, I'm not gonna believe that fight's ever gonna happen. And the thing is, for me, why can I even fight him on his May Day? Cinco de Mayo, it's a Mexican thing, a Mexican day. So is he really gonna fight a Brit on that day? It probably doesn't matter who Canelo fights, because they're all tuning in. But really, I doubt it. But we're seeing it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. People like and share this stuff, man. Please help the channel greatly. I'm out of here. Let me know what you think in the comment section, yeah?